Stay tuned and I'll show you what my favourite tools are for cooking pizza with the Ooni Koda. So once I've set up the Ooni Koda with the gas bottle, I've got it set up here. I typically put a small tray baking dish just under the front legs. That's so that when I'm taking pizzas out, if there's any flour or anything that falls out, it gathers nicely on there, doesn't make too much mess. Got another baking sheet here where I keep my turning peel. I also keep a hamburger flipper, which I'll show you where I use that, and a pair of tongs, which are handy for ripping a pizza out if I have to, or when I'm pre-cooking some things like vegetables, like I'll show you in a moment. So, for example, I'll be drying out some mushrooms, because the thing with mushrooms is they put out an awful lot of water when they're cooking. So the last thing you want is a whole lot of water dumping on your pizza. So that's happening in there. And that's what I use these for. That's nice to turn around and also to pull that out. So that works quite well. It's about the only time I use that. The other tools, I use the Ooni bamboo, the 12-inch Ooni bamboo cutting board with my favourite rocket chopper. I prefer that to the pizza cutting wheel, but to each their own. And I've got our plates ready to go. So today we'll be cooking 8 pizzas, and I'll just be, for the pizzas we don't cut, they'll just go straight onto the plates. Otherwise we cut and then I put it over there. So if we go back to what's going on in here, I'm just trying to dry these out. You can see there's a little bit of water coming off some of those, but I've already had these in for a little bit of time before I started videoing, so they'll be actually kind of ready to go. You can see there's still some water coming off that guy there. Yeah, there's not much to show. So these are actually pretty good, just about ready, not over dried, and they're kind of ready to go. So that's where I use this. I can take that out and carry that quite happily. I'm using all those tools for making pizzas. This is the Ooni 12-inch perforated pizza peel, my favourite peel for launching pizzas. As you can see, there's that mess already there that I was talking about, and that comes from just operating pizzas. And the other thing I do is I tip that, and that's a good place to catch the excess flour from the peel. And this is where I like to use the hamburger flipper, because it's a little bit soft, so I can actually just get that under, put that underneath and start turning. After the first turn, the base is actually nice and firm. You get under there, and I actually tend to like to turn it quite a bit. It also helps the base fluff up quite nicely. You can see just in the edge here, that's only been there for a short time, it's already fluffing up. If we sort of move it around, we'll get some nice fluffing going on. I'll just push that in a little bit further. And the thing about pizzas in this oven is they can burn very quickly if you don't keep turning. They are better kept in the oven, but I'll just show you how we're going at the moment. That just needs a bit more cooking. It's quite good around there, but over here we need a little bit more time. And by a bit more time, I mean not very much, because let's have a look. It's already starting to cook over there. And that should just be about ready, I think. That's pretty good. You can see that. I like to use the Ooni 12-inch bamboo peel as my cutting board. The handle actually is pretty good for being able to lift the whole board up and to place the pizza into a plate. So that's quite handy. I find that after cutting a few pizzas, I tend to get a little bit of ash on the board. You can see that there. So it's just a good idea to just give that a quick wipe. So you don't get any of that ash carried over, as you can see there, carried over onto the base of your other pizzas. One of my other favourite cutting implements, I like the rocker chopper from Ooni is my favourite. But the other one I like is the Dream Farm scissor, which has got that little foot underneath, which is designed to slide under the pizza. This is really good, especially if the pizza's cold and you want to have leftovers. When it's hot and pizza cheese is quite runny, it's not quite as good as a rocker chopper, but it's not bad. But definitely for this sort of thing, it does a great job. If you're trying to cut, even if you were trying to cut small pieces into, for bite-sized pieces for hors d'oeuvres or something like that, this is probably a better option. And that's the scissor made by Dream Farm. They also make that in black, a black-handled version, and that locks down like that, so it's really good for storage. I've also found these scissors are really good for cutting things like chicken and sausages and any sort of meat product. So they're pretty good. After you finish cooking all your pizzas, you'll see the reason why I like the trays underneath, because they capture all of the muck that comes out of the oven. So you can see there, you're always going to get ash and bits of cheese and other things. That's a nice way to capture everything. And likewise, your tools, they pick up a bit of ash, and also there's a bit of burnt cheese and whatnot. And these are my favourite tools for using the Ooni pizza oven. This would apply to any other type of small pizza oven as well, a small compact one. So to run through my tools, I like the 12-inch perforated peel, which is what I use to launch the pizzas. I like using a pair of long-handled barbecue tongs that are all stainless, no plastic on those. I don't want any bits melting because they will with all the heat, and that's good for putting in for either retrieving stuff that gets caught in there or for turning the pizza tins if I'm drying out some, or if I'm cooking with a pizza tin. Then there's the long hamburger flipper, which is really good for just getting under the pizza with the very first turn sometimes, and also for scraping things out. If you've got to pick some stuff up and you can scrape away, that's really good. And obviously a turning peel. This one's the Ooni perforated premium turning peel, but turning peels are usually smaller in diameter than the pizza itself. You can see how the pizza is usually almost as wide as the opening there, and the pizza launching peel is much wider, and you can't sort of get in there and do a turning motion with the launching peel. That's where turning peels are really good. Then bamboo chopping board, I like it with a handle because that makes it a lot easier to tip the pizza into the plate, and also a chopper of some sort, whether it's the rocket chopper or the scissors or the wheel cutter, which I'm not a big fan of. So that takes us to the end of my favourite pieces, or my favourite tools that I use for with my Ooni. The last thing I'll show you is the cover, which is great for transporting and storing the Ooni. So now that we've finished making the pizzas, it's time to put the Ooni Koda away. For this part, I'll show you the cover that you can buy for the Ooni Koda, which I think's worth every cent. It combines a carry handle, so that if you ever want to take your Koda on a picnic or to a friend's place or whatever. It's really easy to maneuver or to carry. It also just gives it some protection. You don't want to leave the Koda out in the elements. It's just not designed for that. And also, when you have the cover, it just keeps all the dust and all the muck off the Koda. The first thing that I do when I'm putting this away is I kept the bubble wrap that came with the to protect the stone, but you can use any sort of bubble wrap. I like this because I put the regulator, I wrap that in there, and you've seen how the stone's clean. I push that in there and that does a couple of things. It protects the regulator from getting damaged. It also pushes the stone down and keeps the stone in place for transport, so that's quite good. Next thing we have to do is fold the legs up. It's a pretty simple process. Then we get the cover. It's got a front section and a back section. This little part here is designed to go over the gas regulator at the back. What I do is I tuck hose under like that. Then it has a couple of straps which you feed underneath and loop that through, pull it tight. The straps go around the legs of the Koda, which help to keep everything nice and compact. So when you lift that up, it's all self-contained. This is here to actually secure your gas regulator. You can put it through here, but I tend to prefer it inside. It keeps everything nice and neat. Also tend to just put my gloves like that, and I can carry everything like so. And it's really quite easy to take wherever I need to take it. This presentation showed you a collection of my preferred tools that I use when I'm cooking pizza with a high temperature pizza oven like the Ooni Koda. If you've liked this video, please hit the like, subscribe and bell icons to be notified of when we upload new content, and also please share this video with your friends. I'm Andrew from the Food Good channel. Thanks for watching.